Alright, so this is definitely going to be a separate video. I basically filled up, I want to say my SD card is 64 gigs? I can't check it right now, it's in the camera, but I filled it up with footage. So, you know what? I mean, granted, half of that probably more than half, like 90% of that is me just screwing things in, so I'm going to be able to just, cut, delete, and completely skip that part, but I feel like there was more than enough to make one video there. It's still probably going to be ridiculously long. So let me lay out the agenda of what I'm doing, like, going forward. So first of all, right now it's Tuesday. I was doing all of the other stuff on a Sunday. So 2 days later, I'm finally going to plug in the computer. We're facing my TV because I'm going to keep using my computer. I don't want to, commandeer one of the monitors or anything for that. So I'm going to hook it up, have a outlet over there, hook it up to the TV, and basically see if it boots. And if it stays booted, I'm probably going to, boot it up, let it run for, 15 minutes, turn it off for an hour or so, turn it on again. I'm just doing some basic testing right now because I don't really want to move my drives or anything over on a Tuesday because it'd be much more annoying if one of the drives just gets fried tonight. It's almost 6 o'clock. There's plenty of places still open where I could go and get a drive, but it'd be a lot more annoying than if I'm doing it at 9, 10 o'clock on a Saturday and I have all day to go get a drive or whatever. So I'll do the basic testing today, just to make sure it boots up. It'll also tell me that I have everything connected correctly because I'll be able to see the fans. I'll be able to see the processor, be able to see everything that is hooked up and make sure everything that is already in there is recognized. I can't check the firmware because I wasn't aware. My friend mentioned the firmware. I didn't realize that it didn't warn him about the firmware until he booted into Windows. So that'll be the first thing I do on Saturday, which is probably when I'm going to finish this build, assuming it works out today. What I'm going to do Saturday is start off by moving the graphics card over, make sure that gets detected correctly. Then I'm going to move the Windows drive over. Because the Windows drive, like I mentioned last video, I do have backups running. I am backing up my hard drives, but if for whatever reason the drive gets fried and I can't restore backup or whatever, the Windows drive is probably the one that I really don't care about losing. I could just go out and get another drive. Actually, I don't even need to go out and get another drive because I had to, with the graphics card, it was bundled with an M.2 drive, so I can just use that and restore to that. I think it's actually bigger than the SSD I'm using for my Windows drive. So I could just use that as my Windows drive if I need to. And if a drive gets fried, then I know the motherboard's probably shit because that also means the power supply is going to get fried and the motherboard's probably just not going to boot up or anything. Although I'm kind of hoping those issues happen before I move any of the drives over, but who fucking knows at this point. Then after I do the Windows drive, after I can boot into Windows, everything seems fine, got the firmware, got everything going, then I'm going to be comfortable. Well, comfortable is a strong term, but I'm going to be moving my user drive and my games drive over. User drive is the big one, which it has everything on it. It has all the videos on it, and I'm looking at my schedule, I'm probably not going to edit the last computer video until after I have the new computer, which I'm really hoping that drive would not get fried because I had to remove all of the videos from the SD card in the camera. I had to completely move them over my computer because I just didn't have space on the SD card. I recorded that much footage that I did not have space to do, to be able to record this section of the video. So, crossing my fingers, hoping that everything goes fine, or at the very least the backups are working correctly. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Today is just let's make sure everything seems to work correctly kind of thing. And then Saturday is going to be the actual finalization of the build. And also, if I do finalize the build, then doing testing, probably like loading up Forza, just doing a benchmark, seeing what it gives me, loading up Filmora, which I think I mentioned last episode, it had an update and it was starting to go faster. Nah, it went slow again. I don't know why. There was like the one video, the one day where it took like 13 minutes to export like a 40-minute video, but I just had another one where it was like, hey, this one's 39 minutes. All right, I'm going to take an hour. So that'll also be a good test. I also realize I'm rambling a lot because I right now we're in that like unknown where, for all I know, it's Schrodinger's computer. It could work. It could work. As soon as I plug it in and start testing it, it's no longer a mystery. I know whether it worked or it didn't, and I'm really, really worried about that second one, the it not working part. Alright, let's bring the computer over. I got an outlet there. I unhooked the HDMI cable from my Switch dock because, I mean, the Switch isn't even in the dock. I don't remember the last time I played Switch, so I can commandeer the HDMI cable for like a couple hours. And, yeah, let's just see at the very least if it boots up. Whew. Oh my god. Oh, this thing is so heavy. You can't see it. Let's go down a little bit. Computer, it's here. That is way heavier than I thought it would be. Although I guess it is glass and full tower and has a bunch of computer parts in it. So yeah, I guess it would be heavy. Oh, got the power cord here. Let's just plug this in. Alright, where's the HDMI cable? Plug this in here. Why is that not going in? Ah! Because I was trying to plug it into the DisplayPort. Strangely enough, that's not compatible. Got also a really old mouse and keyboard here. I think the ones I got actually with that original computer. So this all comes full circle. I don't know whether these work anymore, but we'll sure see. Alright, moment of truth. If we boot it up and it doesn't immediately shut off, that's a good sign. Because there's two reasons it would immediately shut off. One, I screwed up the power cable somewhere, which I don't know how because I plugged in a whole 3 power cables. The motherboard cable, which was kind of hard to miss. The CPU cable, which I think I got the right ones. That's the only one I'm questioning. And the SATA cable. So everything should have been fairly straightforward. So I'm assuming if it shuts off immediately, it's because it's not going to work. And that's where I worry. Flip the power supply switch, and that's fine. Fans turned on. That changed, but it didn't go to the computer yet. But it's still on. I don't know. CPU or memory changed. Press enter, setup, figure setup system. That's good. I didn't get a chance to push that. I don't even know if it worked. Oh, this computer... No. Okay, it like reset itself. I was really confused because it turned off and turned on. I think I missed the chance to hit F1. Or it had to reset. Oh, we're in the BIOS. We're in the BIOS. CPU. It detects the CPU. I mean, it detects the RAM. Where is it? Oh, yep, 32 gigs of RAM. What else? Memory, storage, nothing. But that's fine. There shouldn't be any storage. Fan info, CPU pump fan. Got both of those. And system fan 6, I believe, is the one that's on. I mean, they're running. I can see them running. What else? CPU, RAM. There's no graphics card. Yeah. So it wouldn't be detecting a graphics card. But the fact that I'm in the BIOS, everything seems fine. The fans are all running. Like this, as soon as I turned it on, felt the CPU fan just like fire up and felt all the air coming out. That's actually a lot of airflow, and I'm really happy because that computer doesn't have any airflow in the top. It has airflow on the bottom, I think, for the power supply, which this one also has, but then has just like one set of fans on the side and like one fan on the back. This has 4 on the front that kind of just comes out the sides, 1 on the back, which holy crap, that actually is a lot of airflow. It's so much more airflow than that. I don't know if that's because that one's like densely packed and it can't have airflow or what, but this like, I actually feel the air coming out. That is pretty cool. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. So, I might have to get... Actually, I can just move the camera. Yeah, this camera's not static. So you kind of see right there the liquid cooling. There, the motherboard has RGB. And apparently the RAM I got was also RGB, which explains the, like, clear thing up at the top of, on top of the RAM. Again, I mentioned it, like, last video. I just sort of fell into RGB. I didn't look for RGB stuff. It's just, like, that seems like the only thing you can buy now. Like, you can't buy anything other than RGB. And it's really fucking weird. I also see HD audio controller on. So, like, all of this stuff, I apparently plugged it all in correctly. I hooked it. So, my hooking everything up was not the problem. And the CPU is staying cold, so clearly the liquid cooling, which was part of the worry, where it wasn't the right setting, the right thing. Like, I'm not doing anything intense, but it's not heating up. Like, I feel like even in the BIOS, if the cooling just wasn't going and wasn't pulling out heat, it would be, like, maybe slowly heating up. Not as much, obviously, as if I was playing a game, but, like, I remember my laptop... And actually, I remember this computer when the liquid cooling went, where even idling, it was at like 60 Celsius. Like, it was running hot, even idle. And now the fact that it's staying at a cool 27, I'm pretty confident that that means everything's running fine. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this running for another like 10-15 minutes. I'll leave the camera on, just because if it does suddenly shut down, I kind of want captured on camera the moment that it just decided to not live anymore. I don't know why, but, you know, at least, it'll crush me, but it'll make an entertaining part of the video. Once that happens, I'll shut it down the computer, and then come back in like an hour and try to turn it back on. If everything works, then we should be good for Saturday. That's gonna be the real test, because that's when I start putting in the graphics card, make sure that's red, and then I finally put in the Windows drive and boot into that. That's gonna be the part that really fucking scares me. I don't know whether the fact that I see a lot of this stuff working, I don't know if that's telling that the firmware is installed. I mean, obviously Windows is gonna yell at me and say, hey, this firmware is not installed. Only thing I can't really check is the network, because this is supposed to have Wi-Fi built in, so I don't have to have a network card. Because in my old computer, I have like a separate card for Wi-Fi. Like, obviously I can just plug into the motherboard for network, but when I originally got that computer in my old apartment, I couldn't run a wire to my computer. It would have just been way too inconvenient, and I kind of want that just in case. First of all, if my network goes down, I can just attach to like Xfinity Wi-Fi, but also if for whatever reason I move and end up somewhere where I can't land my computer easily, I kind of want that as an option. The only thing I'm wondering about is why it doesn't seem to be detecting the fans correctly. No, it's weird. It looks like it's showing the RPM. I don't even know if you guys can see it. It looks like it's showing on the chart the fan's spinning, but then up here it says 0 RPMs, like it assumes the fan's not spinning. I'm wondering if that's because this is a weird one where it connects to a hub and spins all 5 fans through that hub. Maybe it just something weird. That's the only thing that's kind of worrying me, but I see the fans spinning, so it's not too bad. Like, I'm not super worried about that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go away and let this run for another, like, 10 minutes, because everything seems to be going fine, and I just want to make sure it doesn't die suddenly. So yeah, I'll be right back. I'm honestly generally supplies. I can't even speak. I'm so happy that this seems to be working. Alright, so it's been on for about probably 20 minutes at this point, well, probably like 15. But yeah, everything looks fine. I mean, it's gotten a little warmer. Well, I should say a little warmer. CPU temp went up 1 degree. Motherboard temp went up a whole 4 degrees since I turned it on, which I feel like it's just kind of par for the course. Like, it's still low, 33 Celsius for the motherboard temp. That's not hot. That's actually pretty fucking good. So I have no problems with that. So now, let's turn it off. Well, first, there's advanced. I actually didn't even realize there was advanced settings. Oh, that's all, like, advanced settings. Hardware I was already here. I don't want to be there. Yeah, it's fine. Let's, turn it off. And I'll come back in, say, an hour or so. Probably, like, 7:30, whatever. And, yeah, we'll, hope for the best at that point. And hope that it turns back on. I'm still kind of fucking nervous. Alright, so, been, like, hour and a half. Guess I need to turn this on. While that's turning on, hit the power button. Fan's blowing. Everything seems fine. No problems. I saw it flicker. Yeah, we're back in. We're back in. And if I turn it off, turns off. Shocking, I know. But if I turn it back on, shut up. We're waiting for thing. Hell yeah. I mean, obviously this doesn't mean, like, 100% it works, but I had it running for a full 15 minutes with no problems. I've now gone through the boot cycle, like, 3 times. I think that's pretty much as much testing as I can do without opening up my computer and doing a bunch of other stuff, which I'm not doing today. Like I mentioned, like, I don't want to fry my hard drives. If it's going to mess something up, I don't want it to fry my hard drive tonight and have to fix that. I would rather that happen on a Saturday and have a lot more time to fix that. I was going to say I need my computer for work. I don't really need my computer, but it's a lot easier with my computer. I also need it just to play games. So, yeah, I don't really want to go through that. What I will do is turn this off, unplug it, put it back on the table just to get it out of the way, and shut up. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Wednesday's not Saturday. Saturday, I'll start the graphics card and then go from there. Then just start putting in hard drives, assuming that works. But this makes me a lot more confident. We'll see how I'm feeling on Saturday. Alright, I'm super uncomfortably hunched down, but I can't really get a good camera angle of this, so I'll just deal with it. It is now Saturday. I've done nothing with my computer since then, mostly because everything relies on taking stuff out of this one now. Like I mentioned before, I just didn't want to do it until the weekend, because I'd rather this just work all week, and then if something goes wrong, I can run out today and get something, because it's only, like, noon. Really hoping this doesn't take 4 hours like Sunday did. Like, the initial, like, putting everything together part. Okay, so first things first. I need to get the graphics card out of this. Shouldn't be too bad. Then I need to go to the other side, get the hard drives out. Well, after I get the graphics card out, I'm putting the graphics card in there, testing it, making sure the motherboard reads it correctly, then taking the hard drives out. I don't know, so most of my I don't know how Windows works, because most of my user data is on my F drive, which is the one that I don't want to risk right away. I would rather risk the Windows drive and have that fail than the F drive. I mean, I do have backups, so it's not a big deal, but I don't know if I can run Windows and open up Windows without all the user data. It might freak out and be like, I mean, I know Windows can load, but it might freak out and be like, hey, you don't have a user, kind of thing. We'll see. The worst case scenario, I have to just do all the drives at once, or at least the C and the F drive. The G drive I can kind of skip, because that's just like Steam games and stuff. But hopefully everything goes fine. The tests on Tuesday made me a little more confident, just because everything seemed like it was running fine. Everything was detected, everything was fine. I am like 80% confident that this works, but there's still a chance that I put everything in and it just gets fried. So again, I wouldn't, for anyone that missed the first video, doesn't remember, the main reason I'm so concerned is not even like my putting together computer abilities or anything like that. It's the motherboard, because I got an MSI motherboard and my friend had an MSI motherboard. His got fried, and then the dude at the computer store was like, yeah, that's just a known issue with these motherboards. They're like getting returned 50% of the time. Granted, that was mostly with the cheaper one. I got one of the more expensive versions, which seem to have less issues, but less doesn't mean zero. So I'm a little worried about that. But at this point, the only thing I can do, besides buying a new motherboard and redoing all that just to, be more confident in it, which I'm not going to do. I want to see whether that works and doesn't get fried before I just even try to get a new motherboard. Like, there's not really a point, I feel like, to spend that much extra money just because of the chance that one might be bad. So right now I just have to go for it. I just need to take out the graphics card, take out the hard drives, put them in, and just hope for the best. So yeah, let's get started. The graphics card's the easy part. Graphics card's just clip, unscrew like one or two screws and pull it out. And I know the graphics card works properly because it's been in my computer for a couple weeks. It hasn't been in too long. I got it, only a couple weeks ago, but it's been fine. It's like everything's been working on it. It's just, like I've mentioned before, the CPU is a bottleneck. I'm going to need the screwdriver. I'm also going to need my phone because I need to see what the hell is going on in there. So that's the network card. Network card I'm just leaving in. I'm going to be honest, when I'm done with this, I don't think I'm going to want to see another screw ever again. The amount of times I've had to screw things in, unscrew things, I don't think I'm going to want to use a screwdriver ever again. Now the clip is the hard part. I can't really push the clip to unclip it from the motherboard. Oh, there we go. So it should be good now. I was going to say it should just come right out, but I kind of need to maneuver it because part of the problem getting it in, there's no space. There we go. That was a pain, but that's a big boy. That's why I've upgraded to a full tower, because this just like barely fit in there. Now, the putting it in part should be easy. Well, I say easy. There's a bunch of wires in the way. That could be a problem. I need to figure out, so the wires kind of have to be there. I can kind of like push them out of the way, so it's not terrible. I also decided I'm not doing like actual wire management because fuck that. So basically it's just making sure that it fits and like there's nothing in the fans, which right now there isn't. These are going to be on the bottom. I don't see how there's going to be any wires in these fans. I also got this. It's the brace that's supposed to go to the bottom and hold the thing up. I don't remember where it goes, but I didn't put it in there, partially because of space and partially because they just kind of send this to you and didn't really tell you how to put it in, like what position it's supposed to go in. So I'm going to put it in this one so it actually holds up the graphics card, and the graphics card is not just like held up by the clip and the couple screws on the side, because I feel like that was probably bad. But once I figured it out, it was like, oh, well, I'm going to be putting this in a new computer anyway, so it doesn't really seem to be a reason to fix it, but, probably should have. The other thing that I was just looking up is this motherboard actually has a PCI 5 slot, which I won't get into details, mostly because I'm, again, not a hardware guy, so I'm just, like, looking up the details. It's faster than 4 and 3. That's basically what I got. And my old computer only has, I think, PCI 3 slots because it's just not designed. It's 6.5 years old. I don't think PCI 4 even came out back then. This graphics card is PCI 4 compatible, not PCI 5, but since this is backwards compatible, this should be able to run its full... It might not have been running at its full power in my computer, meaning I might actually get more out of this graphics card just by putting it into a new computer. So that should be good. So if I put it in there, I think I need to take off like most of these things up at the top. Let's just take off like 5 of them and see how it goes in. The graphics card should only need like 3 maybe, but I don't know how many the bracket needs. I don't know where the bracket actually gets screwed into. So I need to see how it sits before I like fully screw everything in. Oh, I also haven't put on my gloves yet. I probably don't need them really anymore because I'm not doing too much stuff touching the motherboard, but you know, I'm still paranoid, so I'm just gonna put them on. Oh, my back hurts, like leaning over this. My God, I can't wait until this is done and working, because then I have no reason to work on a computer for a long time, hopefully. Probably the next thing I would have to do is replace the liquid cooling in this, because that was the first thing I had to do in my other one. The liquid cooling went after like 2 years, and I replaced it with more liquid cooling, and then it went after like another 2 years, and that's when I replaced it with a fan. But alright, got a bunch of those out. This is the part where I kind of have to like maneuver. This is where it would have been easier to get the graphics card in before wiring everything, but I didn't want to do that. So it's just a matter of, fuck, this is not gonna be easy. Oh, that actually was not terrible. That was not that bad. I think. Well, might have spoken too soon. Hold on. Is that open? Yeah, it is. Where? Good? It hasn't clicked. I don't think. Did it click closed? Yeah, I think it's in there. I mean, I can't push it down anymore. It's, as in there it's gonna get, but it does wiggle, which, explains why the bracket's needed. It couldn't wiggle in my other computer, but that's because, you know, it had no space. Yeah, the wires being over it like that kinda worries me, but I can't really do anything about that. The power supply's here, I need to plug it in up there. I could go, like, around, like, this way for some of it, but most of them, I can't really do much. Yeah, they can go around the GPU like that. Yeah, I can kind of, like, move some of them out of the way, but, like, it's still not ideal. And this goes here and holds up. I need to unscrew one more. Jesus Christ, I already unscrewed 5 of them. I can put some of the plates back on, but, like, I still need to unscrew it. Annoying. But you know what? It's a necessary evil. A necessary evil to have a better computer. I think I even mentioned in the last, like, when I was testing the, I don't remember, the last part where I was testing just that it ran, that Filmora, which one of the main reasons getting this is recording and editing. Like, I'm not even getting this for gaming. I don't game, I do game a decent amount on my computer, but not, like, graphics-intensive games. I played fucking Monster Rancher, which recommended, like, a 300 series GPU. Like, it didn't need... Where'd that screw go? Ah, there it is. It didn't need, like, an amazing GPU. It didn't need an amazing CPU. It ran as good as it was going to because it's a PlayStation 1 game that was ported to mobile and then ported to PC. That's the kind of stuff I'm playing. I'm playing Flashpoint. I'm playing just, like, emulators, which can take a decent amount of, like, resources, but, like, not enough to justify this big of an upgrade. The main reason... that screw's not going in right. The main reason is for editing and recording, because I'm running into a bottleneck there. That's where it's like, hey, I need... Oh my god. No! No, it's lost to time now. Where'd that screw go? Oh, I see it. I see it. Do I have the magnet over here still? I do. I might be able to surgically get this. I mean, again, magnet probably bad, but it works. Yeah, like recording is starting to be like, hey, I need more resources. Editing, it slows down, which could be the software. It lags a lot sometimes, like especially when I first start editing, which could just be the software, it could just be poorly optimized, and I might not see any improvement. But the actual exporting, I mean, an hour for a 30-minute video is not bad, but it probably could be better. Why can I not get the screw in? Again, hope I never have to see another fucking screw in my life. 1. Where does this go? So, are any of the graphics card screws the same? Yes. Okay, that one kind of has to be off. I can't really screw that one in. I don't know if it makes sense to put the plate there not screwed in. Like, I don't know if this is going to hold this plate down. No, there's going to be one extra plate that's off just because I can't screw it in with the way the bracket is. The plate would be underneath this part. I can't really screw it in, and I have a feeling it's just going to fall out. So I'll just put 2 in for the bottom, and just the rest will just hopefully be fine. Now, if I get there's one screw, if I get it in, both of these are going to be held into place, and I can just put the other screws in carefully. The problem is, it's really just hidden on the other side of the graphics card. That's not great. I need to take the gloves off. I can't feel anything, which I feel like is hurting my ability to screw things in. 3 more screws, and then the graphics card's in, and I can test that part. Well, I need to do the wiring, but that's fine. I'm thinking if I plug the wires in here, plug the SATA cables in down underneath the graphics card. Shit. The SATA cables go underneath where the graphics card is. I can reach them. I can reach them without taking out the graphics card. It's fine. But, clearly, as you can tell with most of these videos so far, I have not planned ahead at all. Or I planned ahead a lot, but not in certain areas. Certain areas I just did not think would be problems. But I'm thinking if I get all the wires in, I can cover this side and just have my computer open where I'm testing it and just plug hard drives in as I pull them out of my other computer before I put the other side on. Like, because I shouldn't have to I shouldn't have to do anything on this side if all the cables are plugged in correctly. Also realizing this plate probably can go in there, but now it might be too late. Yeah, I might want to take this out and put this plate, because it just protects anything from getting in there. This, once it's like screwed in, seems to be holding things in place, so I might actually unscrew it against my better judgment. I also have an M.2 drive, which, I don't know where the fuck that's supposed to go, because I could not find a single place on my motherboard where it fit. There's like one area where I thought it was, because it's like a smaller PCI slot, which is now covered by the graphics card, by the way, so it doesn't really matter. It didn't fit there. Like, the connector was not the same. So I have no idea. I just have no idea. I keep dropping screws. And that's good. It's gonna come back to bite me sooner or later. I mentioned it before, the magnet's probably bad, but, you know, it's worked this far. So, I'm gonna keep using it. Also, dropping this bracket is probably not good, but that's happened multiple times, and you know, can't really take it back now. I will say with the bracket, I can see where it like fits nicely right in like one of the grooves and holds everything up. So yeah, this is definitely the way to go. Strangely enough, they give you the bracket for a reason. I also think I'm missing a screw. I don't need it, because I only need to screw in 3 things, and I have 3 screws, but like, I unscrewed an extra one that's not here. I didn't drop it in the computer, as far as I know. So it's fine. Cool. It is in, braced. Only thing now is the power. Power and the SATA. What is this tie? What is this tie on this cable? Like, I think that's where it was supposed to twist together. Alright, so clearly the single end is what goes into the power supply. The the double end is what goes into the graphics card. Easy. This one's easy. This is probably the easiest power cords I had to put in. I mean, it's still kind of stupid to, like, split cables. I understand why they do it. Some need 6, some need 2, but, like, it sucks. Or some need 6, some need 8. Like, I don't think any of them need 2, but you know what I mean. It's still, it's awful. Feed that down. I will get that later. Well, later being, like, in a couple minutes when I finish doing everything here and then flip it up. We also, I think these are the SATA cables. Yeah, they look SATA-ish. That's 2. I'm hoping they give a third one because I have 3 hard drives. I might have to salvage a SATA cable from my other one. Yeah, that's what's going to have to be done. Might as well do this now. I have even less room over here. I will say I'm going to miss having a case that has 2 whole screws holding the sides on instead of 8. And, you know, not tempered glass, so I could just, like, punch it out, and then it's just like, do whatever with this. Holy shit, that is dusty in there. This, which one did I plug? Where is it? Where does this one go to? Over here. Got it. Okay. That should be fine. That should be fine. I got the 3 drives here. Yeah, those are going to be taken out at some point. This camera angle, I did a great cinematography job here. That is the best camera angle ever. I love all of the empty space over on that side. You know, really just see the mess of fucking wires under my desk. Anyway, back to here. I need to plug in 3 of these boys. I don't think it matters which side goes where. I feel like the flat side is going to be easier than the, like, curved side to fit underneath the graphics card. I might actually move these wires back up, just out of the way a little bit. These wires are getting pinched. Or are they? They might just... Oh, no, they're feeding from the other side, I think. I can't tell. Angle down. So if I... This one's the tough one, because I just need to, like, fit it underneath the graphics card. The other 2... I have pretty open slots right there, so it shouldn't be bad. Oh my god, I chose the worst slot. I chose the one directly below the graphics card. I should have gone down one, so if I need to take it out, it's that much easier. Oh, but putting it in is hard. That's what she said. There we go. I heard the click. I have no idea where to run these. I think there's a spot back here. I might need to flip it up to get the SATA cables through. Let me do that. It actually will be easier to put the SATA cables through from the back to the front instead of the other way around. I just need to get them down here. And unfortunately, there's not really good slots other than behind this thing, which I could take this thing out. I think this thing is only for hard drives, maybe? Is this thing held on at all? The sides, there's like one clip down here. No. This thing is not held on that much. Let me take that out, because I don't have a reason for this thing. Especially if it's for the hard drives. I have so many hard drive bays down here. I don't need to add more up here. And also, I think you add more here, so I don't even know what this is for. And it's just kind of in the way of wires now. Yeah, I'm not sure what this is for, but it's not there now. This one's fighting because it's right at the graphics card. Oh my god, this one doesn't want to come out. It's right against the graphics. Okay, we got it. We finagled it out. Let's never put that back in. Now you can see, well, this is getting knocked out because these fucking suck, but other than that, I can now just feed them through the front. I don't need to flip it up until I'm done here. Plug in the other 2, and here's the salvaged one, I think, because it's flat on both ends. So yeah, this is the one I took out of the other computer, which should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. And we're good. Everything is plugged in where it needs to be on this side. Everything is fed in through the back. I can, in theory, move these wires out of the way. Just have a mess of wires is fine, as long as it's not in these fans, not in these fans, not in these fans, which it won't hit any of those. This fan, we're good. So I can put one of the glass on, screw it in for hopefully the last time. At least the last time before this build. I'll probably have to do other stuff in this over time, but hopefully not for years, ideally. And then flip it up and plug in the graphics card fix these things, make sure the SATA cables are in the right place for when I start moving hard drives. And then we can pull this over there in front of the TV like we did with the original test. Hopefully, everything works. Hopefully it detects the graphics card, and if it detects the graphics card, put in the hard drives, hopefully those work fine. And ideally, I should then, once everything's working, be able to remove everything from that computer and just start plugging it into this computer, all of the USB and everything. This has been an ordeal. I hate this, but I'm gonna love the end result. Maybe that's why people are like happy about building computers. It's not the computers itself, it's the end result. But I still don't really get the idea because, like, again, you could just pay someone to do this. I fully regret not just being, like, even just a friend that likes doing it, just paying him and being like, hey, I'll give you, like, $200 to put together my computer. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna do it myself. I got all the parts. Why not just do it myself and make a fucking video? That's the best idea, Eric. That's great. You're not gonna hate everything. God, this is where I really could use, like, a camera person to just get these angles instead of me having to constantly move the camera. Alright, let's flip this up. Oh my god, it's so heavy, I forgot. I keep forgetting how heavy it is. Oh my god, this thing is not like to maneuver. These rubber things just do not stay in place, and I don't know who decided these were a good idea. I mean, let's be honest, we know why they're like that. They're probably, like, cheap. Cheaper than making them in a way that doesn't just fall out immediately. Say that we got the 3. They're right in place. They're exactly where they need to be. Couldn't really tell because they seemed pretty short. I wasn't sure if they were long enough, but, like, they were also plugged into the hard drive in a spot that didn't really need a lot of length. So, I figured they were fine, but it's good to confirm. Where is the power? Yeah, we got the... Nope, that's the SATA power. That I also need, but this is the PCI power. That's it! It's in! Also, there's this gap over here that I didn't know existed, because I guess it was blocked by the other thing. So I could just shove wires through here as well, but it's fine, they're already through the holes. Fuck, now I gotta move it over there to be able to turn it on and test. Oh, let's make the transfer. Oh my god, that hurt. Oh, my PlayStation on the floor is in the way. Put the computer, my finger pinched between the computer and the PlayStation. The PlayStation was like right on the edge, so obviously that was kind of little sharp. But then whatever at the bottom of the computer, it's just like a piece of metal that's just pointing out. Oh my god, that hurt. Okay. I don't even think this is the right camera, like what I did before. I need the power cord too. It's also not that light outside, so let me turn on the other lamp. Plug this in over there. First step, done. Turn on TV. Done. HDMI into graphics card slot. Done. My phone just went off. Who's texting me? Please don't, I'm trying the computer. So in theory, if I flip this on, it should work. Should be fine. Should be good. I see the RGB. I feel the air. Oh, the cool air. We got line. Meaning the graphics card's working because it wouldn't be showing anything. I plugged it into the graphics card. It wouldn't be showing anything if the graphics card wasn't detected. I don't have my mouse. Let me mouse and see if I can find the actual graphics card part. You guys can't see this, but, well, you kind of can, but just deal with it. Trust me. Why are the fans kicking on so much? Why are the fans at 2,000 RPM? That's loud. That's probably being picked up by the camera. Holy shit. It's not even supposed to be on. Is it? Oh, it is. It literally says it's supposed to be on. That seems way louder, though. Did this change? Alright, I think the settings were fucked, because I set them back to default and it worked. They were running at almost 3,000 RPM for no reason. So, shut up. Alright, so that was just a settings issue. Problem averted. I don't see anything that says about the GPU, but the fact that it's running while plugged into the GPU kind of suggests that it works. Oh yeah, it was not, this fan was not supposed to be kicking on that much, because it doesn't start until it gets to like 35 is when it starts like pumping up. So I don't know why it was just going at full fucking speed. I don't think I can check it, but again, the fact that it's running through should be good. Hard drive time. Let's just do the C drive first. Fuck it. We got the Windows drive here, which, yeah, 500 gigs, this is the Windows drive. Also screwed into the drive bay from that, so gotta unscrew that. Cool, of course, more screws, fantastic. And then probably screw it in here. I don't have any the drive screws are over there. Okay, that's fine. I might be able to reuse these ones, but I should just keep it consistent instead. Also to make sure this one still has the drive screws and I don't have to, if I do use this computer or the other computer for something else, I don't have to, like, when I get a hard drive, go digging for the drive screws for this case. I keep, like, pointing to the complete wrong direction, saying the wrong computer. My brain's fried already. It's been an hour, over an hour already. So, not great. We also had our first camera battery death. That's what that's called. Couldn't remember the word camera. So that's fun. That's always a blast. I'm so glad that this is taking as long as it is. You know, I may have said that I wanted this to be really quick and not take time. But really what I meant is, please make this take as long as fucking possible. Alright. This goes in... This, okay, I need to turn around. Yeah, that seems about right. Just let the scroll fall. I can't say words. This sucks. I hate this. I mean, this part's not even bad. I just hate this because I've dealt with all of the bad parts. So even like a week later, I'm just so frustrated from what I had to do previously that I just don't want to do this. I probably could have done this last night. I probably could have done this sometime during the week and just tested it. I mean, granted, there is some truth to the fact that I wouldn't want to have to run out and get hard drives during the week. I kind of wanted to make sure I had a working computer throughout the entire week so that I can just run out today and get hard drives if needed. With every grain of truth, there's something. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah, I think a lot of it was just me delaying the inevitable, and I can't really delay this any longer because it's getting to the point where I either need to build a new computer or just decide that I'm not getting a new computer and just keep using the old one. It's been too long. I've had a lot of these parts for like 2-3 weeks. So that's in. Let's put the actual bay in. I feel like I don't need to show this. I'm just screwing things in at this point. Screwing things in and plugging in wires. Really, we're at the point where the big thing is not how I put it together, because I put all of the difficult stuff together. The real problem is, does it work? That's kind of the question mark. Alright, so now, if this boots into Windows, we're good. If I can get into a profile, even better, because then I can check the firmware. Okay. I hit the power button as soon as I turned it on and nothing happened. I was really concerned. Turns out, it just had to, like, I guess the power supply or whatever had to, like, actually warm up. That looks ugly as fuck. I mean, it is working. It's booting into Windows. But, like, that logo, awful. It's like it's trying to be 3D, like the red and blue, like, 3D, but I don't think it is. Getting devices ready. Aren't the devices already ready? Oh, I guess it's all new devices. So, kind of needs to get them ready. Again, if this drive fails, all the backups ran last night. It took a full backup of my games drive because I think I changed the settings, so it's like, oh hey, I don't want to do an incremental backup. I need to take a full, like, 1.3 terabyte backup. Like, cool. That's not what I needed, but yeah, you do you. I also didn't see how to boot into the BIOS. It flashed for like a second. There's like 50 million ways to boot into BIOS. Every computer's different. I think my old work computer for my last job was like Enter. And it's like, I've never seen a computer use Enter for the BIOS boot. Oh my god. We are at Windows. Windows has loaded. Now, whether I can get into a user profile is a completely different story. It's saying locations are unavailable. That's fine. It does have some user stuff. It can't find Slack. Or can't access on the C drive. Update failed. Oh, update failed because the network, I'm not plugged into anything. Here's the problem. I don't have Wi-Fi. And I should. Microsoft Basic Display Adapter, Ethernet controller, other network. I see. So that was one of the problems I was worried about. It's missing the drivers for a lot of the MSI stuff. Fuck. I can't always put the C drive back into that. I don't need the graphics card to download stuff. So I can put the Windows drive back into that, get the drivers, and then put it on like a USB or something. But obviously, that's not ideal. Let me see if there's some sort of contingency plan for that, because this needs network, obviously. Because it was the network adapter and the Ethernet adapter that had no idea. Which is the problem. I wonder if I can hack this together. Maybe not use that computer. Maybe download it here, because I have the zip file now. Or maybe no, the firmware wouldn't be on the F... Like, there wouldn't be firmware on the F drive. Like, that makes no sense. Or it might not even be the firmware, it might just be the drivers are not there. Yeah, let's do that. I got the Wi-Fi and the network one downloaded. Let's do the Wi-Fi one, try to connect to the Wi-Fi, and then use that to download the rest. Or I could download the network one, pull the network cable out of my PS4 and do that. I don't want to plug in... This is what happened with my friends, where it was missing those drivers, or the firmware or whatever. I don't want to plug those in until I know I can download those and it's fine. Yeah, let's do the Wi-Fi first. I mean, the computer's working. It hasn't exploded. It hasn't died. It's just missing some... I know the desktop's unavailable. Shut up. Installation completed successfully. Good. Oh my god, I can hit my Wi-Fi now. Thank Christ. Wi-Fi just got better. This network uses Wi-Fi 6 for better coverage. Who cares? I don't give a shit. Connected to the internet. Good. Fantastic. Hey, Discord finally opened because it finally connected to the internet. So that's good. I was able to fix that. It's just a matter of fixing everything else. Oh my god, MSI driver utility installer. That's what I need. I got the Wi-Fi drivers. I need all of the other ones. Yes. Yes. Thank fucking Christ. All I needed was to connect to the internet, and then my computer's like, oh wait, you need all this stuff? Hell, we'll fix that for you. Like, yeah. Why the fuck didn't this stuff come... Well, I guess... I kind of can't blame it because the stuff kind of needs to be installed. So I was thinking it was firmware. Because that's what my friend said. It was firmware. But it's actually the drivers that need to be installed. Which, I'm guessing they can't just, like, keep the drivers on the motherboard. Like, there's nowhere to store it. So I'm guessing you would need to load them somehow. I kind of wish they would have provided like a USB of just like, here's all the drivers. Because otherwise you need to figure out the network drivers before you can do anything else. But I don't think he had this problem with his other motherboard, so I think we're good. I'm gonna let this run. I'm actually gonna take out my phone because I don't need my phone plugged into my computer anyway. And if it does explode, I don't want my phone to explode. I am gonna go get a snack or something. I haven't eaten or drank anything since like 2-3 hours ago. The last thing I drank was coffee, and I think that started to wear off. I just need like actual liquid and just even just like a granola bar, just something to snack on. Oh my god, cool. Just getting comfortable. Had a granola bar, 2 granola bars, and drink, and it's done. Also, Windows updates running. Might as well let that run. Because I have to restart the computer anyway to, like, finish the installation stuff. Just make sure everything still works properly. So I'll just let that install all the .NET updates. Or one's .NET. Just the Windows updates in general is what I'm trying to say. Once that's done, once that's reset, once I know it launches, that's when I'll get the other 2 hard drives. Might as well do both at once. There's no reason to, like, keep the G drive out if I'm putting the F drive in. Might as well just put them in at once. Make sure it fully works, and then I can move this over there with all of the USBs and just all of the devices, just plug everything in. I can move that computer into my bedroom for now. It'll probably be plugged in there at some point, because I think I mentioned it before. Gonna use it as... Okay, install Air. Cool. Thanks, Windows Update. Gonna use it as some sort of server. Like, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna run on it. I could, run like a game server on it. I could use it as a test box if I, decide to program something at home and just throw something on there and test it that way. Well, started up, and I heard the ding, which told me that my desktop can't be found. Oh, what? Desktop's unavailable? Crazy. And I'm connected to the Wi-Fi. Yeah. So I'm completely confident that this is... Well... Not completely confident, but mostly confident that this is good to go. So let's actually... Hey, Slack actually opened. Turn the power supply off, get those in, test it again. If that works, then I can start moving it over. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, that explains it. So I did the whole, I'm not gonna... record that or whatever, because it doesn't seem like I need to blow the dust off of those first. But it doesn't seem like there's any reason to, record me taking the hard drives out. I could not get this one out. The big boy, the user drive, the normal hard drive that's not an SSD, could not get it out of the computer. Turns out, I was just, yanking it, pulling it. I pulled it out and I heard something snap, and I'm like, did I break something? Did I break, this thing? I don't think I broke the hard drive. I don't think there's anything that snapped on it. It was zip tied in. I didn't realize that because I never had to take this hard drive out yet. I had to take the other ones out, which they were zip tied in. I remember them being zip tied in. It didn't occur to me that this one was too. All right, next up on Erich's computer adventures, can he get a fucking hard drive out of a hard drive bay? Jesus Christ, there we go. Oh, I absolutely snapped the plastic pieces on this. All right, well, they shouldn't have been so hard to get off. That bay, it's fine. It's fine. Ooh, but there's plastic. Oh, it's not stuck. They just fell out easily. Well, that happened. I'm excited because I'm at, the last 5%, not even. I have the computer working. It is literally just get these hard drives in and make sure it doesn't explode. This is honestly probably the biggest bottleneck now. I upgraded the CPU, upgraded the GPU. This thing, not being a solid state, is probably the only bottleneck, but I also have no real good reason. It's only 1 terabyte? That's why I keep running out of fucking space. Maybe I do have a reason to update it. I was gonna say, there's no reason to upgrade it because it works fine, but power connection, and there's the SATA connection, and we're good. Everything is hooked up. Now just the glass. I feel like the biggest achievement is the fact that I never dropped this glass once, and it's still intact. It is not broken. Yeah, the wires just need to be sort of squished down. Screwing in will fix that. And now, hopefully, the last screw I have to put in this build. Oh, I need to turn it on and test. Hold on. Let's not get too relaxed. Oh my god, I was so fucking scared. I was really scared because I looked and nothing happened. It didn't turn on. And I was so panicking. Where the fuck did I put my remote? Okay, that's fine. Maybe. Windows has done this before, so it's not out of the ordinary, unfortunately. I don't know why Windows does this. I need to, reinstall Windows, but I don't want to reinstall Windows, because I feel like that, or repair Windows. It does this where it's, the background will be pink, you kind of see, maybe on the video, the bottom bar just flashing, but clearly it's not the graphics, because everything is, the task manager is showing properly. And then it just stops. Eventually, it just loads the background, and it's oh, hey, I'm good. It might actually be one of the other drives, because it didn't do it when the C drive was in. It might be when it's trying to load all the user stuff. So maybe the F drive is fucked up. I might have accidentally, gotten a clue towards this problem. It might also just be because Windows is on a SSD, and then all of my user stuff is on a separate drive, so it's loads up Windows quicker than the user drive can load up everything. So maybe if I would have waited, a couple minutes or whatever, everything would have been fine. See, it's fine. It just takes time to boot up. And everything is here. It detects all drives. I'm still connected to the internet. Everything's fine. So I think we are done. I'm going to turn this off. Going to unplug all the stuff on that. And we're going to actually do the couple of tests that I want to do to see how much the performance has improved. This is weird. It's almost like I'm saying goodbye to an old friend. Like, not necessarily like they're dying or anything, but they're going to be moving away. Like, I'm not going to see them, talk to them that much, you know. Maybe every once in a while I'll be like, hey, how's it going? But, you know, it's not going to be the same. I mean, this computer was basically my first computer. It's not like the first one I ever used, obviously. My parents had computers. I had a laptop that was mine, but it's the first one that I specifically chose. I paid for with my own money. It's lasted so long that it's just like, it's weird that I basically am moving to a completely different computer. Like, even if I was keeping the case, it might not be as weird because I'd look and see, you know, just the same computer, but it's just a weird feeling. It's an inanimate object. I shouldn't be feeling any, like, weird attachment to it, but it's like, it's fucking odd. This computer has served me well. It's rendered way too many videos, played way too many shitty games, loaded up way too much Bible passages, and now it is mostly retired. It's like one of those old people that, like, retire and don't work a full-time job, but they still work a part-time job because they're like, I need something to do. Right now, it's going into retirement. It's gonna, like, enjoy a couple months of just no work, and then maybe I'll plug it in again and then give it another job, but it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be rendering videos. It's not going to be doing all this other stuff. It's going to be just doing its own thing. I mean, once I get hard drives for it, because right now I can't do shit. But yeah, it's fucking weird. I am going to unplug all of this stuff, move that computer over here, plug everything in. I'm not going to record any of that because it's just unplugging and plugging in USBs and shit like that. Also because I'm on my third battery pack and this video has gone on way too long already. The end of this video, though, I am going to... So basically I'm going to do that and then come back recording through OBS on that and hope that all my tests go well and that I can actually see a distinct improvement over all of the old stuff. I'll get into what those tests are in a bit once I'm actually on that computer, but yeah, for now I'm just going to turn off this camera and give the camera a rest as well, and I'll see you in a bit.
All right, we're good. We're recording. You may be having performance issues, but to be fair, the webcam software has always done that. I think Logitech's webcam software is just shit. Basically, I'm looking for encoding errors down here is what I'm looking for, because I'm not changing the CPU's only running at 0.4%. That can't be right. Oh, I guess this is using 0.4%. Okay, which is about right. It's using a lot of GPU, but I kind of expected it to. Yeah, the fact that the CPU is running at 10% basically idle other than the recording stuff, that's pretty impressive, honestly. We are going to do 3 tests. One is the OBS test, which I'm just going to leave this running, make sure it doesn't encoding overload. If it doesn't, we're good. Because normally I would have to change the process priority. I'd have to change it to, like, high priority so that it gets the stuff first, like, it gets the resources first. Otherwise, it'll just lag and everything. Also, the driver issue. Remember how I said it'd be useful if they supplied, like, a USB to install the drivers instead of, like, having to do weird stuff with the network drivers? They're right here. I didn't read the instruction manual. Yeah, they included it in the box. Take this as a lesson, kids. Always read the instructions. Let's start with the Forza 5 test. Check your account. Am I not signed in? Okay, we're good. I just need to log out and log back in. Because, I guess Microsoft's authentication was just like, I have no idea who the fuck you are. GPU spiked. I feel like that's fine. It spiked for like a split second. OBS is using like 50% of the GPU, which is awesome. Because that means it's pushing all of the rendering off to the GPU. Why can't I hear? Oh, I never set up the audio stuff. So I have a virtual cable that goes to OBS. You guys can hear everything right now. I can't hear anything. I have virtual cable that goes to OBS for the sound capture. Then I have to route it through my microphone headset. It's a weird thing. I don't think I need to do it for recording. I needed to do it for notifications when I was doing Twitch, and I just stuck with that as the recording setup. There we go. Fixed it. I think it's also because I plugged it into a different slot, because the way Windows works, it sees my microphone as a different microphone. Whatever. All right, let's get this started. I'm not gonna play the game because I haven't noticed anything graphics better graphics even with the graphics card in. Graphics card in, it suggested to set everything to ultra, but there's certain things like shadow quality. I guess the CPU has to process certain things. Yeah, pretty much shadows, reflections, like there's certain things the CPU actually has to process first. Also, now that the GPU is in a PCI 5 slot instead of just a normal 3 slot, it might make it faster. So where the fuck is it? Is it in here? No, still graphics, still not video. Video and graphics seem like the same thing. That seems odd, but I'm just gonna start benchmark mode. I can't remember the last time Also, for anyone that wanted an update in Forza Horizon 5, because like I mentioned, like, that is quick. That is so quick. It has never gotten through the optimizing that quick. Holy shit. I don't know if it's the CPU, I don't know if it's upgrading to DDR4 RAM, I don't know if it's the GPU that went that quick, but that was the quickest I ever seen it get through that. But update on Forza Horizon 5 while I'm waiting for it, for anyone that wanted me to update and say my, like, thoughts in the future about it. It kind of fucking sucks. The progression sucks. I like the progression in the video. It just kind of like throws everything at you, and then you run out of progression because it's like, hey, you unlocked everything after like 6 hours. And then there's just so many bugs. Oh, I'm not clicked on it, so I couldn't hear anything. Let's click on it, get the full experience. 60 frames, that's good. I mean, it's running really well. It looks fine. I mean, again, I think for graphics, the big blocker is my monitors now, because I just have normal like 60 FPS monitors. They're connected DVI to DisplayPort, so probably not, there's probably something like lost there of like graphic quality. But I mean, it looks fine. You guys might see it differently because, like, I'm just recording it. Like, you obviously don't see what my monitor sees, so maybe it looks great to you. Or it probably doesn't, because after YouTube compression, it probably looks just normal. Just looks kind of shit. I mean, that's kind of a joke, because I get YouTube's compression has gotten way better than it was, like, fucking 5 years ago, where it doesn't matter how high quality the video was, it looked awful. Well, not awful, but not good. Ultra. Okay. That didn't really improve it too much. Actually, I don't know if it improved it at all, because it's tough to tell with the benchmark graph and everything. Like, I can't tell if it improved anything. Cool. Game will now restart. I don't want it to restart. I don't want you to launch again. We did the test. Last test, open Filmora. So basically, I'm just going to open up Filmora, which is what I use to just edit videos. I am going to open up the last project I did, which would be the Ape Escape 1 video, which went live today if you're trying to, like, figure out the timeline of everything. And I'm going to hit render. Why do I have an untouched getaway? I'm just going to hit render because that launched quicker, which is good. Filmora has given me a lot of problems with launching, but if I hit export, this video kept bouncing between, it's only 39 minutes, but it kept bouncing between an hour and a half and an hour for rendering time. So if it's any less than that, it's an improvement, it's a win. Already an improvement. The time remaining is less than the time of the video. It basically cut it down to a half and a third. CPU is running at about 70%. 60, 70, around that ballpark, which it was running at before, but that was the bottleneck. The GPU was not running that heavily because I think the CPU couldn't pass stuff to the GPU. The GPU now, it's using a decent amount. which is what I hoped for, to be honest. And I'm sure if I wasn't using OBS and OBS wasn't using enough of the CPU, it might be rendering faster. But the fact that I'm recording and rendering at the same time, and this is the performance I'm getting, I call that a win. Also, my computer hopefully is a lot more future-proof now, because 6.5-year-old stuff, I basically could not upgrade anything. Now, there shouldn't be a need to upgrade anything for another, like, 4 years at least. Maybe, again, like, replacing the liquid cooling, fixing my F drive because of that fucking, like, Windows startup thing. Now that I know that that's not the Windows drive, that shouldn't be the Windows install, and it's definitely something with the actual, like, it loading the user data, that might also be another thing, like replacing that drive. But in terms of major upgrades, like changing out the processor, getting a new graphics card, none of that's going to happen. Like, there's some things I could do to that computer, but there's no reason to go through this major update process again for like years. I can actually cancel this. I don't need to let the video render. The fact that it was that quick, and the fact that OBS never lagged once. I mean, maybe when I'm editing this, I'll notice some lag in the video. Maybe I just missed it, but it's fine. It's fine. It fixed the problems that I was having, which is pretty much all I was asking for. So, yeah, that's it. This actually went way better than I thought. I still didn't have a good time with it. I think anyone that does have a good time building computers is absolutely just a psychopath and needs to be put on a list somewhere. But other than that, like, the fact that it's working, the fact that everything's going fine, I can just like breathe a sigh of relief. I can relax. I'm happy. I'm happy about this. Certain things didn't start up, like Discord didn't start up automatically. I don't know what that's about. I'll blame that on Windows. But hope you enjoyed my adventure into hardware. I am going to end this video, this build here. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. God damn it, I never want to see another screw again.